y'all got from 1? And while you're thinking about this, oh, go ahead, Dustin.
What is Politik Verdrossenheit?
Ah, from the chapter questions. Don't worry about that big German word. Don't worry about that big German word. It is not on there, I promise. Okay, don't worry about it. Articles. There were only about 4 or 5. One was the Catholic school teacher. One was the eggs. One was the alienation of affection. One was the massage parlor church. And the 5th one was dealing with
FBI. Drug, but we didn't talk about it.
What about the hot receipt?
I think the chapter 1 article, the other one was the young felons.
Yeah.
The young felons. Okay, what were the stories behind these articles? Because this is a big deal. Make sure you know the stories. What was the deal with the Catholic school teacher?
Wasn't it a breach of contract?
Anybody, go ahead. She got pregnant. Okay, go ahead. Michelle McCusker.
She got pregnant without being married, so like the Catholic school fired her.
Okay.
Because she didn't follow the whole, like, she signed a contract that said that if you are gonna work here, you need to follow like this rules, and if you're not married, you can't get pregnant.
That's what the contract said.
Right.
No.
There was something a little more general, but you got the gist of it. What did the contract say?
That if you were a teacher in the school, that you would uphold the core Catholic values.
Yeah, you had to uphold the core Catholic values or the Catholic teachings. So this girl was this lady, I should say, after we talked about boy today, okay, this lady was a good teacher. She did not cause any problems. She was a good teacher, but she got pregnant out of wedlock. She went in and told this to the principal, and the principal gave her a choice, right? What did the principal actually request her to do? Marry the guy, or at least marry somebody. It really wasn't clear from the article, but as long as she was married when she had the kid, in theory, she was going to be married while she was having the child. That would at least give the appearance of upholding the Catholic teachings. Did she decide to marry the guy? No. And a couple of days later, she was fired. Okay, this kind of deals with freedom, order, and equality. How does freedom, order, and equality fit in with this?
Well, isn't equality because if it happened to a male, it wouldn't have been a problem because there was no proof or something like that?
Okay, so if you're having sex and you're a Catholic school teacher and you're not married, is the school likely to find out?
No.
Why?
Because I can't get pregnant.
Because you're not going to show. So right there, that seems like there might be some discrimination. Double standard. Anything else?
Oh, what was it?
What was the Catholic school argument or the parents' argument for this?
That it was based on religion, right?
Go ahead. Freedom of religion. Go ahead.
That, like, they weren't, I think it was something about how they couldn't, like, complicate about, like, exercise the right of religion, right?
Compromise the exercise the right of their religion. They're basically saying here, these are our teachings. You've chosen to work here. This is our school. If you're not going to follow our rules, then indeed we have the ability to fire you. And Jessica, going back to your point about the contract, exactly that. You signed a contract to uphold these teachings, our freedom of religion. Indeed, we're going to exercise this. The parents' argument is basically, we paid good money for education in terms of academics, but education in terms of morals. Did she sued, right? Mm-hmm. Did she win?
No.
Why?
She signed the contract.
Because they upheld the contract on this one. What was the eggs article?
Oh, a lady, a guy gave a lady like his sperm for a principal egg to carry kids for him, pretty much, because he was single, right?
Yeah.
And then basically what happened was she went to the hospital, had the kids, but she took the kids and left the hospital and basically stole his kids.
Okay, now hang on. There were 2 contracts, right?
But the eggs were from a different woman. Like
okay,
so.
Oh yeah, eggs
were from a different woman, and she was just a carrier.
All right.
Yeah.
She was just a carrier.
Yeah, she just a carrier.
That sounds real appealing. Okay, so the guy contracted and got a woman to donate eggs, and then he donated his sperm and combined these, and then they were implanted into the carrier, as they say in Ukraine, the carrier. Okay, so when this happened, she ended up having 1 child.
She had triplets.
She ended up having triplets. She had 3 kids. And what was the problem that she had, even though she had signed a contract to do this?
The dad didn't come in for like a whole week until after they were born. Not even to say like to meet
thought
the
she,
kids. or
She tried to hide him
She
though,
hid
right?
him.
She hid him from us.
Okay, here's the thing.
She got attached to
Her
him,
argument
right?
was the guy didn't even show up for 6 days, and he's basically demonstrating that he is not going to be a good parent by not being there at the time of the birth, by not showing up in there, these kinds of things. And I believe he even didn't even name the kids.
Yeah, because she was hiding him from him though.
Okay, but the other problem was that she was also having second thoughts about
Giving
giving
them up.
up the kids. She decided she wanted to keep them. Now here's the thing: the carrier, obviously she didn't contribute any sperm, and she didn't contribute eggs because they were from somebody else. She was the oven. The bread that was going to come out, in theory, she had no biological connection to. At least that's what a number of you had argued. So she decided she wanted to keep the kids. What did the court hold in this? Was there a way that she could have, or
She had
Yeah.
to pay a lump sum back to.
what was this lump sum in reference to?
The
what he paid her-
18,000.
What he
Yeah.
paid her for the contract.
Okay. How long did it take to get to court?
2 years.
2 years. All right, here's the thing on this. She stole the kids from the hospital. She kept them for 2 years. By the time the court came to resolution, the court basically said, honey, if you want to keep the kids, you can, but you have got to give back in one lump sum the contract amount that he paid you, and then you can keep them. Was she able to do it?
No.
No, she had to give the kids back after those 2 years. So basically, who was it that got screwed in this?
Yes.
It was the kids, because first they had a father that they never knew, and now they got their mother taken away, the only one that they had ever known. So when you put this into context, this was really bad. It was buying and selling kids through contract, and that's what they were enforcing. Was alienation of affection?
Oh,
Mr. Shimmer, would you want us to know about the results of the articles, or do you just want us to know what it's about?
Yeah, I would know both. Make sure that you know the results, because a real good question is going to be, thinking back to the articles, which of the following would happen next?
Wait.
And you would need to go back to the article and understand what the resolution was if I give you a series of facts.
Isn't-
What was alienation of affection? What state?
North Carolina?
My own home state of North Carolina.
Wasn't it like?
Okay, what was the deal with alienation of affection?
What? Didn't some lady go on like a? This could be a different one, but didn't a lady go on to like said she was going on to a vacation, a beach house with a friend or something like that, but she was really there with another guy, and basically had an affair.
Son.
Okay,
Yeah.
she was studying, or she was supposed to be doing either.
Yeah.
It was a little bit unclear from the article. She was either studying for her MBA, or she was supposed to be at a conference for work. And who did she supposedly go with?
Again,
Her gay male friend from work, which would imply that it's platonic, professional kind of thing. Turns out she was having an affair. Okay, in North Carolina law, if your spouse, in this instance, your wife, is having an affair with another man, what can you do?
Sue
Sue who?
the
Yeah.
the male the male that's having sex with
The
her,
other party.
the mistress or Mister,
Third party.
You can sue the third party. So you're not going to sue your spouse. Why would you not sue your wife? In this
because that's your
instance?
money.
Because half of that's going to already be yours, if not maybe a little more, since she's cheating on you anyway. So you can sue. Okay, what's the logic behind this?
You're supposed to like ruin her life and like with the divorce and
You're
everything.
supposed to ruin her life?
And then ruin her life with the guy she's with. Or
That's
his
the
wife.
logic, is
Yeah.
to ruin her life. Or is there something legal about
No, it's
this?
because the third party stole the affection from the relationship.
Okay, what is a marriage?
A binding contract.
A marriage is a contract, and in this regard, the third party stole the affection or stole the love. And the gist of the law is that effectively, since that person stole the love, which basically is going to invalidate the contract, then you should be compensated for this. You can actually sue the person that cheats with your spouse in North Carolina for damages. And can you ballpark for me what some of these damages were?
Like what? Wedding costs? Wasn't wedding costs one of them?
What's that?
Wedding costs and all that stuff.
Wedding costs? Is that what we said?
No,
Wedding
it was.
costs?
I don't know.
It was money, it was the number.
Wasn't it like a couple million?
Yeah, it went up as high as over $2 million, and I believe some of the lower ones were maybe in the hundreds of thousands. And this is where I'd asked y'all the question in class, how much is your spouse worth if he or she cheats on you? And I got all sorts of different answers from this. So that was that. What was the massage parlor church?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, a touch of class.
A touch with class, class with a K. Yeah.
Then you live right beside it.
I didn't live right beside it. They gave me business cards. That's all they gave me, but they did give me business cards. What was the story with the touch with class?
Well,
Go ahead.
Basically, you didn't have to pay tax if it was for a church, I think, or a religion.
Yeah.
And they considered that their religion.
What was their religion? Who was
The
this?
Universalism.
The Universalists. The Universalists, and indeed, what did they believe?
And it's like
The
having
pleasure of the
sex
body.
and blowjobs.
I hear you. Pleasure. Easy, Travis. Easy, man. This is being filmed, man. Okay, pleasure for the body. So can you be a little more specific without being as specific as Travis was?
It said that you're supposed to be in connection with your body and
Connection with your body.
respect your body. I don't remember exactly.
Okay, oils. They did oil.